Gene Simmons is music's greediest man, Olivia Munn thinks Katy Perry's a waste in space, plus new videos every week, 270 plus in the back catalog, bug me on Discord, and more at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. I know that over the years, my channel has built a reputation on discussing things that are, let's say, outside my intended demographic. A 30-something, now 40-something-year-old man making fun of pop music is the entire reason some people come back here once a year. So, I can understand why someone might comment something like, "Talk about Snow White the movie!" But listen, unless you're an 8-year-old girl, or you're the parent of an 8-year-old girl, if you have a strong, serious opinion on the new Snow White movie, you mean Snow Woke? Please, I beg of you, make a friend. Just one. In real life, not online. Your life will improve immensely. I don't give a fuck about the new Snow White, but I can understand why it tanked at the box office. No, not for those reasons. Because despite being 90 years old, the original is a timeless classic that even modern children love. There was no need for a remake. No need to go spend $100 to take the whole family to the movies when you can watch the original on Disney+. And if you do have an 8-year-old daughter, she's seen it 3 million times and has went through a phase in her life where she wore a princess Halloween costume to school for the entire month of May. But if she wanted to go see the new one and you went, "Sorry, honey, we can't. I don't like what Rachel Ziegler said on Twitter." Again, I beg of you, put your phone down and remember the human being you were when someone actually wanted to fuck you to create that child. Not the one whose wife now rolls their eyes at the dinner table every time you start a sentence with, "You know what I saw on X today?" and messages her work husband when you go to bed. But anyway, the Snow White movie did indeed bomb, and perhaps demonstrating just how sad the current state of the film industry is, before last weekend, it was the 5th most watched movie in the US. The number 1 movie was a Marvel movie that had the 24th best opening weekend for an MCU entry. So, it's been a slow start to 2025. We haven't hit the big summer blockbuster season yet, but movie theaters are once again panicking. If you remember, about 9 years ago, I released a video called Movie Theater Etiquette, where I talked about AMC's plan to introduce screenings for people who don't really want to watch a movie, allowing phone use and talking, which were almost immediately scrapped when social media universally took a big greasy shit all over the idea, saying they'd never go see a movie again if you let that happen. Well, despite keeping the status quo, ticket sales are down considerably since Dose 216. COVID shutdowns and the strikes can probably be partially blamed, but either way, the industry hasn't recovered and we gotta figure out how to get this new generation to come to the movies. Some consultant named John Fithian said, "We need to find a way to get people back into the habit of going to theaters. You can't stay stuck in a 100-year-old way of doing business. That's not going to work anymore." So, what are some of the ideas to modernize theaters to get the hip young kids in? Well, how about bowling and pickleball? Yeah, 2 activities beloved by people who were alive when Ben-Hur hit theaters. That'll get those youngsters out. Well, that's B&B's solution. They operate 54 locations in the US. They've decided to diversify their offerings. Just get people in the building to spend money. Don't worry about whether they're here to see a movie or not. Basically, taking a page at a GameStop's playbook. "We know you don't buy physical copies of video games anymore, but could I interest you in a Funko Pop or some Pokemon cards?" I don't know if they've reduced the number of actual screens to make room for the fucking pickleball courts in the bowling alleys. Feel like they'd have to. But I guess if they think 4 people playing baby tennis will generate more money than an empty 100-seat room showing a Robert Pattinson movie no one heard about, you gotta do what you gotta do to pay the rent. Not sure how that actually helps the movie industry though. Maybe they're hoping that after some retiree spends an hour working up a sweat, they'll treat someone to the scent of their pickled balls wafting out of their soaked gym shorts while they relax and watch Paddington in Peru. Good thing those vinyl seats can be hosed down pretty easily. Another thing B&B has added, which many theaters have, is booze. The article I read mentioned a full bar, so hard liquor. not just a can of beer or some White Claws for the ladies that most theaters offer. Because you know what will definitely result in a nice, quiet atmosphere and lots of well-behaved people in a theater? A bunch of drunks. I get it. It's Friday or Saturday night. People want to enjoy themselves. They don't want to go out and have a sody pop and some popcorn like they're at a 12-year-old's birthday party. So I'm not entirely opposed to this, but it does seem a little sad that people are like, an activity where I can't drink? No, thank you. Same with smoking weed. This is from a Variety article titled, Texting, Weed, and Sing-Alongs. 4 Radical Ideas for Bringing New Audiences to Movie Theaters. A guy called Kev, of course, said he'd come more often if he could buy and smoke pot at the theater. Yeah, you know what I want? Plumes of weed smoke in a theater. What a great experience that would be. Getting hotboxed while watching Fantastic Four. But every idea basically just gives up on the idea that anyone can sit for 2 fucking hours to watch a movie. They spoke to a college student in Michigan who used the term second screening as a fucking verb to describe how she likes to watch movies, saying, if there's a boring part, I'll just jump on Instagram or TikTok quick until things get going again. Oh God, they're just talking. Boring. I'll just watch these TikToks until the explosions happen again. I must be constantly stimulated. If an endorphin isn't rocketing through my brain every second of the day, then I might accidentally have a thought and realize how sad my life is. But a small theater chain called Megaplex Theaters tested allowing moviegoers to fuck around on their phones with in-theater partitions as part of their luxury box seats. Kind of like watching a movie in a urinal. Luxury! I actually kind of like that idea, though. In fact, just seal everyone in a soundproof booth, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. If they want to spend $60 to go watch a movie and not actually watch the movie, it won't fuck my experience up. But that brings us to my overall problem. Theater operators. Do you want to know why I don't go to the theater anymore? And I used to go a lot. It's not because I couldn't get drunk and play pickleball beforehand. You turned it into a fucking event that people have to budget for, as opposed to a thing people just did and didn't even think twice about. I priced this out at a major chain. It's $31.64 for 2 people to go see a movie here. Then, if you want to really splurge and dare to enjoy some popcorn and a Coke, add another $27.74. $59 for 2 people. What movie is worth that? And at an American AMC, it's even more expensive. $67 US. That would be $95 Canadian. But Buckley, you can get the membership or go on the cheap nights. I don't want another membership, and I got fucking shit to do on cheap night. I don't want to plan my life around when the movie theater has oh so graciously decided to make it slightly less expensive. $27 for the world's cheapest fucking snacks, too. Oh, the theater has to charge $9 for 50 cents worth of popcorn because they don't make any money any other way. Yeah, they don't, huh? Then why do I have to sit through 8 ads for cars, banks, and Coca-Cola's dead-eyed CGI bears before the movie starts? They giving that ad space away for free? No! That, to me, is the key to get people back in theaters. Figure out whatever ways you can make that experience cheaper for the customer while you still make money. 1 movie ticket shouldn't cost more than 1 month of Disney Plus. Because guess what? I'm just gonna wait for the movie to come out on Disney Plus. A bunch of the distributors' solutions are make that wait longer in the hopes that FOMO will drive you to the theater. But $60 versus $12.99 and a $1 bag of Orville Redenbacher to see if the new Captain America movie sucks or not, I can wait. I don't have to worry about spoilers. You put them in the fucking trailers these days. So, you know that the last time I brought this subject up, I suggested the 3-tier theater system to separate normal humans from the animals who can't just sit still for 120 minutes. But if their solutions truly are, just have pickleball available and let people smoke weed and play with their phones, then I don't give a fuck what they do to movie theaters now. In fact, here's some more great ideas for you. Movies are too long these days to hold it? Cut holes in all the seats so no one has to leave to empty their bladders and bowels. Really give that screening of Gladiator 2 a Roman communal shithouse atmosphere. Designate the back row as suck-off central. One big long couch where anything goes. Make your date moan to Moana. You want to let sad man-children scream memes at the Minecraft movie? This is the audience you want? Zoo creatures trashing the theater? Is this what people think the experience should be because the 100-year-old model of sit down, shut the fuck up, and watch the movie is outdated? The dipshit director of the Minecraft movie thinks so. Says, I've seen so many funny videos. These are funny? Are you 6 years old? Getting on people's shoulders and screaming and trashing the theater is funny. Fuck you, Jared Hess. If people honestly think this is how to make memories at the theater, then do whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't matter what price you charge. You won't AMC me set foot in one of these shitholes. I don't care how white you make Snow White.